So hello everyone, we are group one. Lassie, Jan, and me, and then we will be Ana Maria, Julian, and Steve, and we are going to present to you our business idea, which is inspired insect, affordable and simple smart insect farming. Okay. So basically, first of all, we have to define what is entomophagy. Entomophagy is the act of eating insects for animal fed or human food, and that is because insects can produce really good proteins and nutritional values, yet with less resources on land and water, which makes it even like best environmentally better than regular meat consumption and all of that. Like that healthy and sustainable idea is making the market really grow, as you can see in the graphic. And for the next year, it's going to be even greater. So yeah, it's better and way more sustainable than regular consumption patterns that we have in like our regular life. So as we were doing our research, we found the next problems. The first one was that it was really time consuming. There were not really like technologies and so on to make it more simple for like a small business and startups. And then especially for the sorting part, the sorting is like dividing the insect into different states developments. And like that was really tedious and difficult to make with the current technologies that were available in the market. Especially, there was also a lack of information as it is a really niche market, a small market. There is not really much information on how you should do all those processes and what is the best animal like food that you should feed them and so on. And lastly, the competitors. As I said, is a really niche market. So there are many competitors, and the competitors that they don't share the ideas, and their ideas are mainly focused for industrial grade other businesses, not really for the startups and small enthusiasts that might want to have a smaller insect farm at their home. Yeah, those were our main comments.
So next we're going to talk about our goal. So like said, we have basically we are trying to make to certain customers, smaller insect farm companies that don't have the technology and the enthusiasts that feel like this sorting process is really frustrating. We found it on our research, and we are like, through our technology, we are trying to make their lives a lot easier without forgetting the sustainability and keeping it in mind in our product. And therefore also worth mentioning is that smaller insect farm companies also don't lose, they can use it as a brand tool, that they are like partners with us. Therefore we have the sustainability of our brand, and it's connected also to these smaller companies. So next we're gonna go to our product. How do we do it? So we have an Android app on a sensor side, so you can install app to any Android phone, and we are aiming that they would be recycled, but anyone can use them as they want. Then the app basically take pictures of the farm, and after that we are using image recognition algorithm of some sort to define which states are which. Actually, in next slide, I'm gonna talk about more about how that actually works, but also our second product, since our first is the software side, and anyone can buy it if they have, let's say, phone lying down somewhere. The second product is that we can sell the hardware in addition. So the software would be pre-installed on the recycled smartphones, and we can also profit from that. So here we can see actually like insects. There's like, wait a minute. There's like these black ones are basically adults, and the brown ones are like almost adults. And also there's like worms. So you can tell that we can tell even by color quite easily that which ones are which. And the problem is that if the adults are, there's way too many adults and way too many the little ones, the adults can start eating their own eggs and stuff like this. And of course that will totally destroy the whole effectiveness. So you don't even know how many there are anymore, and then whole stuff will go down. And here is basically our two different models, two different tiers of technology. So we can use as a cheaper model, we have a simple algorithm on the phone that is based on like matching basically the views, pictures, and just based on the color. And then we have another option that the phone doesn't do the image algorithm stuff. It just sends the pictures to backend, which would be a Google platform AI sort of thing, and that's aiming to be way more accurate. In addition, there's many configurations, so we are trying to, because the phone is stationary, we are trying to increase the exposure time in order to have a proper light, and we can then differentiate the color values from the pictures easily. And also using flashlight is an option to maintain that. So here we have a prototype. So this is our server side. So we have the sensor app, but also we have the server that maintains all these things. So you can, let's say here, this is really important. We have this recommendation panel, so it would give us like the farmers' recommendations based on what has happened. And here we can see like notifications. Let's say that there's like, I don't know, half of the population have died or something, danger alert, you know. And also here it's actually also temperature and humidity. So you could like through API connect your own sensors technically, but also some older phones have humidity and temperature sensors. So that's another option that can be implemented. That's not our focus though, so we left it like this. And here we can see that we can like define your threshold values. Let's say that you can define them by yourself, but also we are aiming to like optimize them over time. So let's say you use it this and this much, and then you record, okay, it works this well, and I think this much the population has survived, and no cannibalism or anything like that. So the system will optimize itself over time too. So here is our money side of things. As you can see, like, well, we need a lot of money, I would say. So the first, but like a lot of the money goes to, of course, R&D, because the AI algorithm will require a lot of R&D. Then we have the website side of things, so developing the website that you just saw there, roughly, and also the Android app. So there's going to go a lot of money into those three things. Of course, database is another big thing regarding the AI. And well, about funding, there's not much to say. It's like you can see there. So here's our projected revenue graph. So this is the first year, and since we are pricing our product based on like monthly subscription fees, we are basically, as long as they don't quit our service, we are gaining over and over more customers and keeping up the money coming. And yeah, I mean, also I would say this is first year because we are aiming that this is our main product. This will hopefully generate the most revenue, and the other recycling business can be like, because first we have to have the software, then we can do the hardware side of things too. Yeah, I think there's nothing else to that. So, summing up, why our solution is the best for this types of thing. It's affordable. You don't have options like this, affordable options to this type of target group that was described previously, that are like enthusiasts and smaller companies. It's still sustainable, so we are recycling phones, and we aren't using some proprietary tech that will probably be bad for the environment. And also, you have to just install Android app and use website interface, so it's simple. It's nothing like new. People are like used to installing apps and stuff, so you can install it by yourself. And also, recyclability is really big thing. That's our main key point. And after all, like the main thing is that we decrease the manual work, like the proprietary tech, but keeping these things in mind at the same time. Thank you for your attention, and
I would like to ask the members of the panel who are here to ask first, and then we will continue with online questions.
So I'm going to actually read sensors. Yeah. Sensor in the revenue stream, like yeah, some money for per month per sensor. So you're going to rent sensors.
Rent. Well, like the sensors are the phones, so we just buy them and repurchase them. So one of the big things are that we are trying to partner with second-hand providers that can provide us a big amount of recycled phones, because there's a lot of them. Yeah.
But what is the like money per month per sensor?
Well, it's
A sensor is like some device which is capturing some images from.
But like €3 per month per sensor, right? Does that answer your question?
Sensor
device.
Okay.
Yeah, the smartphone works as a sensor. The software is like a Spotify.
Yeah.
That's a good, I think.
Okay.
Smartphone as a sensor, we use like the whole package, both smartphones, or in this order some sensors from this one?
Well, the most important one is of course the camera sensor, since we are using the image recognition, and a lot of the still pictures that you can take with old phones even are pretty high quality. So yeah, the image sensor is the main thing basically. Of course, the processing power is another thing when we talk about the simple image recognition algorithm that has to be run.
Those phones you like plan to get for free from some kind of garbage out?
Yeah, that's another option. That's another option that wasn't mentioned. But the thing is that those ones would be probably maybe broken or really old. So to start up with, we are thinking about just having that 15% profit margin and buying like, let's say, €50 per phone. At least when I did some research, you can get pretty decent phones for €50.
Because like a Sony image sensor found in a phone is below €5. Like it's
yeah.
€2.
Yeah, you need the sensor by itself.
But you need the whole ecosystem of Android. You need to put application to Android, and this application can, for example, make some image recognition based on colors, or can send these pictures to API, to backend via API.
So both of them.
Yeah, you have to have like Android smartphone.
Okay, that was the.
Yeah, not just sensor, image sensor, but you have to.
Yeah, you have to have the computer.
Do we know?
Anybody else?
Any other questions?
I have one little question. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Okay. First question is that how you see the consumer markets for insect products? What is the potential there?
Well, the thing is that the main revenue would be probably generated by smaller companies, since they want to grow. And actually, EU has like, I think, a couple of years ago, 4 different insects were allowed to be eaten. So this is starting in the EU, and that's the potential. I think the biggest problem would be that people don't really. Insects are kind of gross to eat, so that's the I guess. But there is I think there is a potential there. There's definitely a potential. It's hard to tell how quickly people though adapt into eating insects. So
the reason why I asked is that there was a little bit of let's say marketing hype of insect products some years ago in Finland, and it was absolute fuck up. It didn't work. Consumers didn't buy the product.
yeah, well, that's we focus on the farming problem. So that's also that in a worst case scenario, we can still probably sell some products maybe to just farmers who wanna sell the food for animals. That's not sustainable anymore, but at least our company probably would survive from that. So.
Because that is one key question, that which farmer would be interested or heavily investing in this kind of activity if the marketing potential for consumer market is. There is this skeleton example, and I think that all the farmers, they know about that it failed already. So what do you think? Will they try again?
Well, that's a hard question, to be honest.
Then I have some technical question.
Okay.
As you said, this is based on this smartphone app, and those farmers who won't have this, you can sell them second-hand smartphones and so on. But do you have any ideas to scale it to the laptop? Because every farmer has a laptop, because most of the statistics and others required by EU is usually done by laptops, computers. So is it only smartphone applications, or do you have any idea to expand it into the laptop?
Well, when we talk about the sensor side, of course, well, you could maybe technically on some laptops install Android, I guess. But the thing is that like webcams in laptops are quite low resolution, so that's like we would have to have a separate camera sensor, and that technically we might have to buy it new, maybe not, but that would like just make the whole process maybe more complicated, therefore more expensive. So like it's a possibility, but since the OS is different, it's a bit challenging that way.
Also, in case of efficiency, because laptop drains more like power from electricity than the Android smartphone, so I think it's not like efficient.
Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of smartphone SOCs are like they are really efficient, and they are always developing the efficiency. So.
And I don't know if the people have the laptop for 24-hour week. They can use a laptop for monitor their farm.
Yeah. Also, it's more space consuming, so you have to, I don't know how to fit the laptop to that box that showed a while ago.
Anna would like to... Sorry, Jorma, Anna would like to add something.
And also regarding laptops, laptops are more intended for manager app. The applications that you get information about your farm, so you can get that is more suitable for a laptop, but not sensor size of it that goes into the insect box. And regarding your question about consumers, about demand, I believe that it has a potential, because also European Union is putting a heavy accent currently on insect farming and implementing it more and more in European countries. So we believe that farmers are also going to recognize that because of various funds that they're giving, and will start with trying to somehow bridge that problem of insects are yucky and people not wanting to consume them, and somehow change the opinions and to start insect farming in more than it is already.
Thank you, and we have 1 more minute left, so Klaus, if you want.
Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation. I'm very proud. I don't know if it is possible to ask a question, but I think yes, as you announced me, because I'm a supervisor of the group. Maybe concerning the market potential, I know that you have done some market analysis and that you have had a look on several firms also, which are on the one hand building up an insect farm, for example in Austria, or on the other hand, you have had a look on your competitors which are dealing and which are also developing possible infrastructure for insect farms. So maybe you could show a little bit more the market potential, as already Anna mentioned, because it's an upgoing trend in the next years. Also with regard to the novel food regulation from the EU and so on.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Do you want like something add more?
Well, I guess not, but like to the laptop thing. Also, we considered during this process that we would also build our websites on the recycled computer infrastructure, but we decided that it's not maybe like we could switch to it later on. That would be kind of strange, I think, if you look many companies, I think, but like we thought that it would be way more challenging for the security perspective, for example, because we are, after all, sending like a video data, I mean, picture data from someone's home. So we would have to have the cybersecurity side, like having it good. So yeah, so we are having it on a Google platform and sourcing it on third party.
And also regarding the competitors, like from the search that we did, even if it doesn't seem like there is a lot, there are like a lot of companies in the United Kingdom and different parts of Europe that are really putting the money in the market, because like there is a lot of competition in there. So like if it doesn't seem like so, it is really a growing market.